Poetry is rendered Kings Hao Fan Hill residents to trafficking brush for the industry, doing business outside did not return. April, his wife Hayes solitary, nocturnal robber was killed. This night was a drizzle, left a twoged title poem of her fan in the mud, is presented Wu Sheng Wang Fei Kings, Wang Sheng, I do not know what the people Wu Qing Fei is a well of Green Island, and Van Hills with the village, put up weekdays frivolous behavior, and therefore the same village people think he killed people. The official Wu Fei Qing arrested and interrogated, he was determined not to admit, was tortured before Guangcheng's Hao given matter. Later in the county, where the government repeatedly tried, through the hands of a dozen officials, no objection. Wu Qingfei material from certain death, he asked his wife exhausted all belongings in the home, to the relief of widows and orphans of those poor people. There are thought to his door 1,000 times, Buddha who donated a cotton trousers, read 1,000 times, donated a jacket. So at beggar's door in droves, chanting Shiji Li outside sound can be heard. Wuzhou Ranbian so poor, betrayed only by a little something to their land, maintain the daily life. Wu Qingfei secretly bribing prison guards, let them buy poison ready to commit suicide. Night suddenly dream of the man of God said to him do not die, old days fierce outside. Eventually, when Mr. Hao Yun Liang served King's Hao Haifuang Road, reviewing case files of prisoners to see Wu Qingfei name, thoughtfully, he therefore asked, Wu murder, what is conclusive evidence? Van Hill said there was evidence. Fan Chao Fan's a closer look, asked what is Wang Sheng people, said they do not know. Chao again dossier carefully read it again, immediately ordered the lifting of Wu Qingfei shackles of death, from death row to ordinary cell. Fan Hill tried to argue and Chao said angrily, do you want to kill a random person on the thing still find the real enemy K-gangs in it? And they were all partial to doubt Mr. Zhou Jing Wu Fei, no one dared to speak. Chao issued a red sign, and immediately ordered the detention of the South outside the shop owner. The owner was afraid, I do not know why. Shopkeeper came, Chao asked there is a poem on the wall of your store Dongguan Xiu, and what time inscribed? The shopkeeper replied put school last year to inspect. Several scholars Sunshine, drunk inscribed, I do not know what village they live in so the officers dispatched to the Sunshine, to arrest Li Su. A few days later, Li Su to the church Mr. Zhou angrily asked surely, as a scholar, why kill? Sao very amazed, Cao Tao said, I did not kill Ah Chao thrown in front of the Fen Xiu, let him look, and said obviously you write poetry, why the pretext Wang Shen? Li Su carefully looked at, said, I made the poem really is not the word I wrote. Mr. Zhou said since you know the poem, is your friend Lin Si Haas the word? Li Su said from handwriting look like is how Zuo wrote. So he sent an official letter sent runners to arrest Zuo. Zuo into the hall, snapped like Li Su Chao did rebuke him. Zuo confession, said this is a business he do iron sheets to beg me to write, said Wang Sheng is his cousin Mr. Zhou said, murderer here. The Zhong captured, interrogated he confessed to Earlier, Zhong saw Hayes was pretty, she wanted to hook up, but I'm afraid not succeed. I thought if he enjoys pretending to Wu Qing, people will believe, so Fei Qing Wu forge a fan, holding to go. What success is to tell their real names, do not put the blame on the achievements Fei Wu Qing, but did not expect to kill. Zhong fan to jump off the wall into the house. To be forced Hayes to rape, he's due to living alone, often put a knife in the side for self-defense. She found that there are bad people, Zhong immediately grabbed the clothes, the knife jump, Zhong afraid, they could do a knife. He's forced to cease and hold Zhong Chang and shouting, Zhong into more confusion, to kill Hayes, leaving fans fled. 3 years of unjust imprisonment, once rehabilitate, no one does not praise child gods. Then Wu Fei Qing was woken dream man of God said, inside Kyrgyzstan is the weak word, but he still do not understand how Mr. Zhou is to solve the case. Then a county gentry to find an opportunity to ask Mr. Zhou. Zhou smiled and said, it was very easy I carefully look at those cases of instruments. Hayes was killed in early April, the night was rainy days, the weather very cold. Fans also do not need anything too urgent at the time of the panic. but it adds a burden with it. This must seem like to blame others. Some time ago I was in the rain outside the South, to see that the shop wall tone poem on the poem and Fanon similar, so bold suspected Sao, a step-by-step really was a murderer. Listen to people who have lamented admire. She said different the world of things, in-depth study of people, seemingly useless things became useful things. Sifu article, this is used to window dressing, but for Mr. Scholar study the world, can be called a fortune teller horses. Is this not delve very deeply it? And Mr. Fang Fa did not expect to settle a lawsuit for the fortune teller again. Book of Changes, saying knowing a few of its God Mr. reached such a degree.